Therapy on 99.7 DJX.
So Lisa wrote to us. She said, my father is turning 60 this year. I want to make a photo album with pictures from throughout his life. Mm-hmm. However, Dad is widowed and remarried, so I'm having a hard time deciding what to do with respect to my mom. They were married 25 years before she died, and they loved each other very much. They raised 2 kids together. She was an important part of his life. At the same time, I have a feeling that including pictures of my mom might upset my stepmother. I'm not close with her, but I don't intentionally want to hurt her feelings. So how do I handle this?
I think, I mean, she's your mom. Like,
exactly.
I was going to say, I don't think that there is any sort of disrespect, especially with, you know, the new, you know, your new stepmom. She should understand that, you know, her role and, you know, what your mom meant. And, you know, I mean, it wasn't like a messy divorce or anything like that.
No, exactly. This is a situation where, you know, and I understand that she may be insecure that, you know, the only reason that they're married is because, you know, his former wife died and that they would still be together if she was still alive. Maybe there's some sort of deep-rooted insecurity with that. Like, maybe he'll never love me as much as he loved her.
Yeah, and you know, maybe she's picked up on that, and maybe she understands that or whatever. I mean, maybe Lisa understands that a little bit more than, you know, maybe she lets on in her message to us. But, I mean, I think, like, to me, this is easy. I think you include pictures that, you know, show his life because, you know, all 60 years, you know, for 25 of those years, it included this other woman, your mom.
Exactly. But I think she's wondering, okay, what kind of, I guess, ratio do you include it?
All right. Well, this is where we need you to chime in, especially if you've been through something similar. You can. 502-795-1997. Would love to hear your thoughts on this. Group therapy on the way on 99.7 DJX. We'll get to those next. Group therapy. Lisa's putting together a photo album for her dad's 60th birthday, wants to include her late mom. He's remarried. And she has a feeling that including pictures of her mom may upset her stepmom. Now, while she's not really close with stepmom, she doesn't really want to intentionally hurt her feelings either. So this is where she's kind of like wondering how she approaches this.
Yeah, Shelby says, I have a stepmom and she would never hesitate to help me. Do pictures of my mother who had passed and get to know the things that we all did together. She would love to do that. I've seen a couple of people suggest you make stepmom a part of putting the album together and share, you know, the memories that she had with her mother so that maybe she gets to know the family in a whole new way.
Yeah,
and that
I mean,
might bring
I like
you
that.
even closer.
I like that
Yeah,
for sure.
A lot of great suggestions there.
Shannon, what do you think?
So I've been in a similar situation, except my dad was the one who's passed. If the stepmom really truly loves her dad, then she wouldn't expect anything less than her to include her mom in those pictures. She needs to include significant parts of his life, like, you know, big milestones and stuff. She's not going to include every single day because obviously he's probably been with, you know, her mother longer than the stepmom.
Right.
But, you know, significant things, you can't erase the person.
Yeah.
And that lady knew what she was marrying into, you know, it's just like when you marry in with kids. You marry in with the baggage, quote, of, you know, a deceased spouse. And so she's going to respect that unless there's more that we don't know from the story. But she's going to respect that, and she's going to, you know, it's not going to be an issue.
Yeah.
What kind of a ratio, though, do we include? Like, what's appropriate? How many pictures? Is it like half and half, or how are we kind of dividing that up?
I don't know that I'd put a number on it technically, but like, I mean, I don't know how long, I can't remember if you guys said or not how long he'd been with the new wife, but like, if he was with his his wife that had passed for 25 years, and he's only been with this lady for, like 5 or something, then obviously the number of pictures is going to be less. But at the same time, like, you can't really quantify it. You just find significant events with great memories.
Yeah.
And if she's in those, great. If not, okay.
Yeah, Shannon, I don't know if I put a number on it. And I don't worry about the ratio in my head.
Yeah, because that person is grown. Like, they need to be secured.
Yes. The only thing I'm thinking of is if it seems like there's more of the former wife and not as much of the new wife, then that could be where I think feelings could get hurt.
Well, but that's where I think...
But that's her mom.
Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, I think that the ratio is going to be a little bit off kilter. And so...
Her mom is probably in her life a lot longer than this lady's been in her life, too.
All right. Thank you, Shannon. I like what Brian said, too. He said maybe she could organize the pictures by period and then end it with pictures of him and his current wife so it doesn't like feel too out of place.
Well, yeah, chronological order, I think, would make a lot of sense. You know, start early on and start with Dad's baby pictures. I mean, it's about his 60th birthday, so you're going to kind of go through the eras of his life. And I think, as soon as you end it appropriately with where his life is now with those pictures, I think everyone should, understand and appreciate the way it's done. And I think, including stepmom in what you're doing, including her in the process and maybe picking the pictures, I think would help.
Is this classic overthinking everything?
I don't think so. I think she's trying to be respectful, and I understand that. She doesn't want to step on any toes, but it's a delicate situation because, with these situations when a spouse dies, passes away, it's not like a messy divorce where there's animosity. Like there's probably still a lot of love there.
Right.
And so she's trying to be mindful of that and not, trying to, I think, rub it in stepmom's face that he had this amazing life that he made a family with,
right?
Before she came around. So I think the way she's approaching it, I think, is very respectful. Just let's include her and make her, a part of the whole process. And I think it's going to be great.
I think you guys have a lot of great suggestions. And if you try to get through it and you couldn't, or you think of something later, you can always post it up on our Facebook page at Ben and Kelly Show. But good luck. And really, it's important. Hey, happy early birthday to your dad. I think that's pretty fun, and it should be a celebration. Yeah, and what you're doing, I think he's going to love it. All right, well, cool. Thank you. That's group therapy.